people that think say we school go open September 17, 2018. Beginning of go school, don't take chaos go day. So now the first do a snapshot of the response of beginning and parents then to the school we open under the free quality education program.
I've been very impressed. I've been very delighted because I feel this is a very productive, this is a result of a very productive project. And SABI, together with its partners, have been all over the country taking delighted because I feel this is a very productive, this is a result of a very productive project. And SABI, together with its partners, have been all over the country taking perception, taking opinions, taking the views of people on service delivery in different sectors. I'm particularly pleased because I have also been privileged to see some response from people expressing their views on service delivery in education. And I'm happy that most of my impressions of most of what as a ministry we have discovered have also been reflected in the reports today. And I think there is a pace setter who will encourage a lot of other organizations to kind of emulate the methodology that SABI has used in collecting data and in this kind of summit, where people from various backgrounds, people from all over the country have been brought together to hear the story and to also seek clarifications on a number of issues. And the minister in his keynote, the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education in his keynote said that we can only change things if we talk to each other. Are we talking to our children on what is happening in schools? Are we asking teachers, are we holding service providers to account for the services they should render? For example, he said, ask your child every day if he was taught in school and what he was taught in school. You can go to the school and see, ask the kind of teaching and learning materials that are available. So for me, I would say this is a very, very exciting and a very, very fulfilling activity today, and we want to express our appreciation to SABI, to Focus 1000, for the very collaborative relationship we have had over the year. Looking at the data, especially in education, I think it's going to be very useful for us because we alone cannot generate all the data that we need to do our work. And we are in the process of restructuring the ministry wherein data is going to form a cardinal point in our policy decisions, in our interventions. And so we need as many partners as possible and that can help us in, or that can work with us, even as we use data to inform policies, even as we use data to make interventions. So the kind of information, the kind of data that SABI has generated, we're going to use, and it's going to be very, very useful for us.
SABI projects really moved people from the need-based to the right-based. In a sense, people see their issues as theirs, and they see themselves in the middle of solving their own problems.
Through SABI EU initiative, because when SABI they come first, they can teach we how for the work now with community, but inclusion, that all man involved by all community business. Now we all become together, we make this action plan.
Where we there, starting time, if we project can come now, keep down. So then he can work no more with the one. They only if we ask we waiting that we need. But SABI don't make we don't know see even if na project before project they can achieve them, then we for know the type project where they can achieve them, and we will show wetin that we need. Again back, we be there at this community. We get some disabled there. Certain time the way we can meet up and then meet there will not be the call. But Sabina, I don't make we don't know see disabled them. We for invite them panda meeting because then a part of the community.
Jesse is really looking at not just the gender dimension, but it's really even looking at the status of people. Before now, we were like really looking at men and women, boys and girls. But SABI goes beyond that and say, oh, come on, we have people with disability, but doesn't mean that these people do not have ability to contribute to the development of their own community or addressing their own issue.
SABI don't get the awareness. They don't assist we for know which side for we go put with problem, how we go follow up with problem until we will achieve. Now we left they do until today we don't get the health facility in Jaba, where the people are very much happy now.
I think all what SABI was doing is to facilitate a process of change, you know, letting people to take lead on their own development, which for me it was really empowering and it's sustainable. You go to most of the district now, you go to most of the communities now, most of the SABI ideas are being integrated into their own life. I witnessed a community meeting and they told me that before now when we meet we just talk and go. But because of the SABI idea, whenever we have a community meeting, we end up with an action plan. And that action plan will follow up on ourselves, we task ourselves to ensure that those action plans are implemented. And overall, as I said, it has also moved us as an organization from a need-based approach to a rights-based approach.
Now, the people that are in the community, they don't show the methodology, the way where they get data there. So we they work for the people in our community, and their satisfaction when they talk is more important to we than when we they put data together for say, now we don't need this.
My overall impression about the summit today is very good. I consider it excellent. And to me, that is what we are supposed to do. You look at data from an independent source, and then the source, the respondents of the data together, and you discuss the issues. That is excellent. The Ministry of Health and Sanitation, particularly my department, collects data on health services. So we refer to it as the Health Information Management System. But that being said, that's administrative data the Ministry of Health collects. Also, the Ministry of Health and other partners like the Statistics Leone, we collect data using surveys. For example, the multiple indicator cluster survey of 2017 supported by UNICEF, but also the recent demographic and health survey supported by many of our partners. All this data we collect, the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, we are the key players. But when you look at the citizens' perspective done by independent institutions like SABI and its partners, that gives credibility and credence to any data that is generated within the health system. So for me, that is what I like most, particularly when SABI and its partners will go to the end users, those who we provide services for, and they give their views. For me, the scorecard from the end users is the most qualified source of information.
And we still say those reports, the information what they and the information what they say, what you wanna say, so them come together. They almost be the same. And for that, with this Ministry of Health, they appreciate this kind of partnership where with partners, the civil society, and the people who they work for go able to do it. And for that, with this Ministry of Health, they appreciate this kind of partnership where with partners, the civil society, and the people who they work for go able to do it. Then view them about what do they do where good. We don't only appreciate what do they do where good we not talk about, but we also appreciate what do they do where.
And particularly in instances where such information coincides with information we have already in the Ministry of Health, that gratifies all of us in the ministry. It's going to add considerable value, and in this perspective, for example, in areas where the data is equally good like ours, we have to sustain what we are doing. One indicator that was very good is the satisfaction beneficiaries get from the work of health service providers. I think that is very good, and that we should continue. But also, the survey report is showing that there are areas we are not doing well, and we believe in that, and we can use that source of data, add value to the services we provide. The instances are, for example, the access of people with disability to health services, access to health services by elderly people aged 65 and above. It is clear in the citizens' perception reports that these people are not utilizing our services, for instance, due to either availability of funding, they don't have money, or sometimes other access issues like the toilets for some of the disabled. So I think this is important, and we should take that into consideration as we continue to provide services for the people. After all, it is for them we provide the services, and their opinions matter. It counts a lot to us. The reality is that they who are receiving what they say is sacrosanct.
SABI, they do something different from the stakeholder. SABI, they try to count all the stakeholders there together, for them to get oneness, and teach them the way for face the challenge. The way for worker. They need a bill, they need to give money, but they direct you for worker until you get solution to your problem where you cry for the community. According to the community, then they take a say SABI for the community. According to the community, then they take a say SABI for can bill, for can give money, or for can help. But the help with SABI they carry it, and for show that the channel, the road, for worker for get success over the problem or issue. I learn say, or for can help. But the help with SABI they carry it, and for show that the channel, the road, for worker for get success over the problem or issue. I learn say SABI they go out. It asks individual people waiting on a challenge in terms of health. How do they access the hospital? How distance the hospital day? How service? How do they render service to them? If the drug there available, they get her on time. At least they ask 1, 2, 3 people then the challenge, which say they face it towards the hospital. Then inside the back, we talk about the service delivery. If they can render service delivery to amputee or to disabled people then, or to the free health care category. From the study where they go, the pregnant woman, the lactating mother, on all category of free health care. That be successful from the people there view
they get to understand say they get the facility if they wish the facility. Due to SABI intervention and youth community when a youth zone, with the aid of the WDC, the CHW and the stakeholders when at the FMC, plus the medical staff there, they help due to the awareness and sensitization from one community to another community, from one household to another household, help for increase the rate of ANC attendance from 2018 to 2019. Especially SABI do a survey 2019 in February to May. It check out say there was an low rate. Yes, there was an low rate because of waiting a drug shortage at the facility. But hence the community sensitization be they make waiting the patient be the can, the woman be the can. So if we compare 2018 to 2019 February May, I get a high rate of ANC attendance in February May 2019. So compared to 2018, when I would think about in February 2018 to May, I got around 300, while as in February 2019 to May, me pick up to 402 if I can estimate the figure. That shows a improvement and awareness raising to the Bella woman and the attendance rate don't increase. And when supply day, the stakeholders they know because with the conception of the stakeholders, they sign the way bid, we receive the drugs, they help for establish the message at the community say mercy don't can, let people they can. So that make another addition for let the ANC rate don't increase. So in that instance, with the help of SABI and the direction they direct we for work proper hand in hand with the community, we don't help the facility for the Bella woman there, let them know say clinic they are we care for them.
SABI projects be done in Moyamba district, where they 5 chiefdoms inside the Moyamba district, where they 5 chiefdoms inside the district don't they operate over the years. One of the things we I want for share we SABI don't do, we don't benefit the entire district. The government hospital in maternity ward we don't they treat. The government hospital in maternity ward we don't they no get self-contained. The patients then they go out, especially like women them where they go don't do operation, but then they go out to go access the toilet facility. But with the intervention of this SABI project, the patients then they go out, especially like women them where they go don't do operation, but then they go out to go access the toilet facility. But with the intervention of this SABI project today, we don't able for lays. So we start with dialogue with the hospital management, and today, as a result of the SABI project, one of the action plans, that today we don't able for get that facility at the hospital. We able for lobby with we councillors through we action plans and we engagement. We don't ensure say that every ward now the district and they're part of the ward committees, and also persons with disability, then they're part of the ward committee for let we see an inclusive governance system that we work community level. Before this time, the government hospital can go 1 to 3 weeks. We not get diet for the patients then where they can admit in the facility. And this one they affect patient then we get for commot now then other parts of the district, they come on and then chiefdoms them. We not get relatives, we resident in Moyamba. But with the intervention of SABI project, we take them as action points, and we as the committee, the work committee, we engage the district council chairman and the chief administrator and also the hospital management. So now the council, when they come in, they provide funds for support that actually getting kind problem again at the hospital. This don't give confidence to patient them when they come out outside the chiefdom that even the relatives are not there, the hospital go able for provide food for them. So we get a community in our ward where na Gundama Pangbama, the school na be community school we not approve, but education may they happen there. What thing we do as a result of the SABI project, we engage the community people them and tell them say they need for take responsibility as community people. And today, even though the furniture they not enough, we get furniture they now at the school inside the Kindeland business they take place. So these are some of the changes in this way actually where SABI don't help at the district. They don't promote governance, they don't ensure say young people themselves we don't be recognized in decision making processes, and we have been involved by the council and also again at work committee level that young people and they part of their young governance, they say they take leadership role now in the communities.
Yeah, I'm Honorable Melrose Cabo, the Deputy Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. It's an exciting program. I believe that these are the sort of engagements that we need. We have to have frank conversations around the issues that relate to service delivery for our people. And as a government, our president is committed to service delivery. In fact, he has declared this year, 2020, as the year of delivery. And for us at the local government, we are at the heart of it because we are taking care or overseeing the local council's activities. We are overseeing what the chiefdom administration is doing. So for us, the service delivery is more critical at that level. And like I said earlier, the local government is like the body and the neck for the central government, which is the head. So if the body and the neck is not strong, the head will not stand. So that is why we all have to work together to ensure that we have a strong nation. And for us, the partnership with Christian Aid and others is very critical, because what they are doing is pretty much what we are looking for. working with all the levels and the local governance, beginning with the village committee, the ward committee, all the committees up to the local council level. So for us, this program in particular, with Christian Aid, SABI, Focus 1000, Restless and other partners, working with our ward committees to support their development plans is a laudable one. That's the kind of engagements we want to see, because for us, developments that comes from the lower level, you know, that filters up, the bottom-top approach is very key, because that is what the people will own. When you want ownership of a program, you must make sure that the people participate and that their participation is meaningful and you can input it, because for us, developments that comes from the lower level, you know, that filters up, the bottom-top approach is very key, because that is what the people will own. When you want ownership of a program, you must make sure that the people participate and that their participation is meaningful and you can input into what they say, and then they will own it and then they will run with it. Then we will have the effective service delivery that we are all yearning for. This is a very laudable program, and I look forward to further engagements with Christian Aid and all the partners on board. I thank you.
Well, me, SABI don't do a lot for me. Waiting again, and it's what SABI don't do for me within this 2019 to this 2020. We are so happy for. I mean, get problem, water problem. Now we get to say we word too much with the money. But through the CPS, we then go for go do and a meeting where in the council of been there, the section chief been there, even the paramount chief rep been there, will come into a meeting, will put up problems to them concerning with dam we been well. So SABI directly enlighten we, then lead we the road and the pathway for use we will get that dam and renovate one. They said they don't get money for giveaway, but then they show we the way how we will work, where we will do this thing successfully. So they said they don't get money for giveaway, but then they show we the way how we will work, where we will do this thing successfully. So by then, after the meeting, council okay for gonna cancel. He go to chairman. From chairman, he explain in problem to chairman, and chairman say okay, I don't hear it. Later, council okay for come to we. They can call a meeting. The same stakeholders there again with the WDCs. Then now he puts this across. He say why are they for going? Not to me one day go again. No, na me una they go. So where they go, we get one committee member rep, then with the section chief, they all get for go, na council to chairman. From chairman take them to water resource office. From there, they go put this problem to us and say, we damn get problem award. But the damn get problem, they say, well, we will not get finance right now, government not fund money yet. But anytime we government fund money, we will make sure say this one a proposal we don't carry it, we do am for una. So Councillor for come back to the ward, can explain to we. After just a week or two, we'll see about 5 people then come say they don't come for let them go see who side the damn day. We take some people and some stakeholders them, then go to the place. Even myself what map been the part of them. We go to the dam, then go see all and check all the place and then talk say well this we're not go able for rebuild again, but we're able to do renovation. For now, we're going to serve this community, we're going to serve this ward. So then get for come and go back. Later we'll get for come see councilman with the water resource man there when they come for can do the renovation. And don't do the renovation, they done. Now I tell them plenty thank you because even with school picking them at school, even education with the poor parent. Picking we don't clean, no small picking now. Say we want drink, they go now house they go drink. But now water in at the school, that even with people when are physically challenged, man and woman and then picking again at school. But they suffer water in the community. Person they go them 45 yards off, they go 50 yards off for like get water. But now they are okay. So with this, I tell Sabi them plenty thank you. Not so always you they give person they go beg you say give me fish, you give and fish. At certain times, if you learn a high for fishing. So exactly Sabi they don't learn we have for fishing. So
well, SABI theory of change has impacted the Campion District Council a whole lot. As part of our primary is to deliver services to the people. And then you cannot measure the level of your performance by yourself. You need people that you are working for to measure, your strength and weaknesses. And so one impact SABI theory of change has created is that they created a situation whereby the citizens in the first place are also aware of their rights and responsibilities. They are aware of the services that are supposed to be provided by us as a council, and then they are also aware that they can ask questions. And so perhaps their concerns or something that they feel is not going right, or for clarifications, or for comments, as the case may be. And so SABI, in this theory of change, has introduced all of these concepts together as a package, and now the citizens, more than ever before, can now come in at any time to our offices. They engage us at community, they engage us at radio stations, and several talk fora, wherein they will come up with their issues, their concern, and what they think can be done best that will impact their own lives and communities. SABI had, first of all, a very good model that everybody in councils, or us as council, we are appreciative of, and that is the district summit. Now, during this district summit, people, players all over the district, stakeholders, the community people, the youths, the men, the women, and all people from all facets of society, they will come up together, and then they do a presentation of the scorecard. In terms of the needs assessment, in terms of performance assessment, and from there is that open forum. That open forum wherein the people themselves will confirm or will disclaim what is being presented, and from there perhaps do some further injection, and then the clarifications is made. People, players all over the district, stakeholders, the community people, and some other players that are complementing our own effort. For me, if that kind of arrangement was not there, if there had been no SABI to create that kind of a forum wherein, and then they do a presentation of the scorecard, in terms of the needs assessment, in terms of performance assessment, and from there is that open forum. That open forum wherein the people themselves will confirm or will disclaim what is being presented, and from there perhaps do some further injection, and then the clarifications is sought from us as a council and some other players that are complementing our own effort. For me, if that kind of arrangement was not there, if there had been no SABI to create that kind of a forum wherein these people will come, to express themselves or to kind of paint a picture that will keep us on our toes, to tell us, to remind us about something that perhaps we do not know, or something that perhaps we assume that it is right, but it is not right. It would have been very challenging. That is why we are very much grateful to SABI project under this theory of change, because they are helping us. I mean, we are doing the work is getting lighter, and then they are reaching all of these areas in our areas of operation.
People at the community level now understand that they have a responsibility in governance. It used to be the elected officials going and telling them what is necessary. But we have seen recently, after the SABI activities, citizens are actively holding their elected officials accountable and telling them what they need to do. And because they now understand, they have the power and they can engage and they can hold their elected officials responsible, it is changing lives.
The SABI project has been very exceptional in our Kenema district. SABI projects intervened in 8 wards out of the 25 wards. They provided training for the ward committees and also the councillors. And also citizens have been taught on their roles and responsibilities, and they've also trained them to the referral pathways. Before, there was a lot of burden on councils, as people don't even know what issues they should bring to councils. But with the SABI project, now there's less burden, because people now know how to take responsibilities for themselves rather than coming to government, thanks to the SABI project.
If you listen to radio stations now, how people are asking questions and even referencing the SABI data. Yeah, people are actually using the data to say, look, because of the citizens' perception survey, we understand that hospitals are not reachable. We understand that schools are not reachable, and they are holding local officials accountable. How do they, what measures are they putting in place to address those problems?
When SABI go na Lago?
When SABI came to Lago, the first thing they did, they called a general meeting, including all stakeholders. We were there with men, women, and persons with disability. The first thing they told us is that their own organization is not about sharing money, but to tell us where to cry so our voice can be heard. That was the first thing they told us. They said we have the right to ask the central government for what we want, and they will show us where to go. They said our first government is the local council. That's the first place to cry. We implemented this when we needed water. We wrote a letter to the council through our councillor. They sent a group to the community that rehabilitated the water that we use present. In fact, SABI brings us closer to our councillors. They make us hold meetings. Even when the work development committees come around, we all join in together and tell them what to do. We know what to get, and they help us to get it.
So that is the kind of change you are seeing. It is not the change that you see, maybe they have built a school, no, but it is the mindset change that we are seeing in community leaders, we are seeing in community people, and even the local stakeholders themselves. So that is something that we think will remain.
Sabi dede, sabi dede, sabi dede. Ah, sabi dede, oh, wonderful. So get us one. I really exciting today. From year 2016, we began the intervention where people then go to win our chiefdom, where they call them SABI. Me, I be there at the community with we youth saying we don't get work. Me, we get work. We tell SABI about issues the way they affect we inside the community. We get 2 persons incidents the way they are more at the community. One is about protection, social protection. We will get domestic violence inside the community because we share boundary with the Liberia people, and we don't get magistrate now with chiefdom. So sexual abuses may they happen where they carry and go to police station. Before we they go put on the evidence they don't destroy. So we not be able to further the cases there to the magistrate. But at how SABI be cut inside, then it begin for highlight so we what's now your responsibility. We not be no rule. We not be no say as stakeholders. We get people there where they for work for we. Like we councillor, we paramount chief, then the refer pathway, we for put to problems then. But as SABI intervention, it explains so we what we for do. They will begin for take steps. We will get for no say we responsibility inside the community for bring development day. We for make a repair pathway. Waiting they are involved with social abuses. We for take the cases to FSU. So we they do that. And about education. So beginning the way we will take them with the care and go on radio. Then they talk on radio about the gender laws then. Where then for about the rights of a child. Therefore, no, what you for do as you write. And you say so for no, your responsibility. If you don't say for say, you now you write for let leave, then your responsibility now for you. And we thank God today, by the intervention of those people, what will be they do? The issues, the way they affect you, we for direct answer, we counsel. We take on to the people then. Like where would they get educational problem? Would they take on to DD? When we get medical problem, we take on to DMO. When we get social problem, we take on to social welfare. All that will not be known before. But SABI, we don't make it clear so we say SABI, they really appreciate them because we feel say we not get work in the community for bring development. Because the youth them, they don't begin for go out of the country. They go Liberia, they go look for job. They go Liberia, they go look for another thing. They say the stakeholders they suppress them. Beyond because so they not be they take up responsibility. Because when they can tell them for say, we not for do this, the youth say, we not for do this. They don't know how for talk to them, how for cajole them, for let them do something. They say they be the vex. But how SABI they go inside with SABI intervention, everybody don't know a role and a responsibility in the community. They know say now they don't work this, they do as they be tell you about the exit point. We will say the farewell song we for singer for SABI forever in our life with we Pikine and we chiefdom will go ever remain for grateful. So SABI dede, SABI dede, SABI dede, SABI dede, oh, wonderful, so get us one.
One thing where SABI be the land we, how would they do it with governance? Anything where they land for whom program them meeting, I put her before them. And what it
wonderful, so get us one.
One thing where SABI be the land we, how would they do it with governance? Anything where they land me, especially woman for whom I program them. When you still come up at the meeting, they go hotel hall meeting. I put her before them. And what it SABI, especially the development of the community there, they tell you how they deal with the people there. They not be they give you money for say SABI they go give you money, say where you gonna reward, now this they give to people there. They all una development it dey say una your heart. Una do am willingly. Now that SABI be me. And what did they tell you? Now you go with. I not feel say you go get problem. Now that's no mommy be like SABI for. We not be get money. They say SABI not they give loan. Wake up at development. If you local materials them, then they land we but go up to today. Me say what they do development side there for people there. I not get money when I do this. Now this I able to. And trade today now they work with. Now that's make us succeed.